everyone, and welcome to Basha High School as the Basha Bears are just about set to take on the Pinnacle Pioneers here on Sports 360 AZ. My name is Andrew Bell alongside my play-by-play partner, Sean Moran. And Sean, when you look at this matchup, there are a number of headlines. First and foremost, Basha is under a new regime under first-year head coach Rick Wobrock after a 3-8 season last year. Wobrock earned his first win last week on the road over Westview, and tonight Wobrock will have a chance to showcase his team in the first home game as the head coach of the Bears. As for Pinnacle, they're led by one of the best quarterbacks in the entire nation, and that's their junior signal caller who's committed to the University of Oklahoma, Spencer Rattler. And Sean, you got a chance to cover Pinnacle's win last Friday over Brophy. What do you like about Rattler's game? What makes him so dynamic as a quarterback?
Well, yeah, I was up there in Flagstaff last Saturday for that game against Brophy, and first of all, I saw that he's a very accurate passer. He puts the ball where it needs to be and seems to always be able to find the open target. Last weekend, he completed every type of pass. There was short, intermediate, and long throws, and he showed he can make those throws on the run as well. But matching his accuracy is his awareness. If he feels pressure, he has the speed to get out of the backfield and make a throw out of the pocket or tuck it and get a solid gain with his feet. I'd like to see him slide more or get out of bounds whenever he takes off to run because he has a tendency to stay up and take the hit at the end of the play. Last week he overcame 2 interceptions and a fumble while the Pioneers won handily over the Brophy Broncos 45-7. But I am interested to see if this Basha defense can do what Brophy did and create pressure on him and turn that into turnovers.
So Rattler vulnerable to the turnover last week, and we'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do tonight. He is one of the most elite quarterbacks in the country. And with that, the Basha Bears are taking the field here in Chandler, Arizona. We're almost set for Friday Night Lights. We're close to the national anthem here, and this is going to be a great matchup. Last year there was a shootout between Ryan Kelly, who's now an Arizona State quarterback, along with Spencer Rattler, and now those quarterbacks, Kelly moves on to Arizona State, Rattler still here in Chandler at Pinnacle. That matchup last year was a shootout. Do you expect more of the same here tonight?
I believe so. And this is national anthem.
So with that, Basha takes the field, and we're going to step away for a second for the national anthem. Arizona for this Friday Night Lights edition between the Basha Bears and the Pinnacle Pioneers. Tonight, we're looking at a great matchup. Spencer Rattler is the story for this Pinnacle Pioneers team. He is an elite quarterback for this Pioneers ball club, and we're almost set. We just had a nice rendition of the national anthem, and now the team captains are getting ready to meet at midfield. So, Sean, we mentioned it in pregame, but a shootout last year in the desert between these two teams. We expect more of the same tonight. What are you looking on the defensive side of the ball after a game last year that was a 49-41 shootout?
I believe so. I believe it'll be another shootout. I believe both offenses have the ability to put up points, and I think that special teams will also play a huge factor tonight. But there's two guys for this Basha defense who really fly around and make plays, and Anthony Ross Jones and Storm Mendoza, and they both got double-digit tackles last week, and Mendoza even picking up a sack too. So I think if Basha can play defense and make the right play on special teams, and Colin Collins can make some nice throws, I feel like it can be another shootout just like last year.
So with that, coin toss is at center field. All the captains shaking hands, and the Basha Bears ground crew here doing a nice job to take down their bear that the players run through near the tunnel over there. So they're taking that down. We're almost set for kickoff here in Chandler, and look at these two teams going into tonight. Both teams are 1-0. Last year Basha was 3-8, looking to turn it around this year under new head coach Rich Welbrock. Welbrock is replacing Gerald Todd after last season. And with that, we're just about set. Teams are getting ready and huddled up, and we're almost set for opening kickoff here from Chandler. So I'm not exactly sure who got the kickoff on the play. We're going to see. No microphones on the field, so we'll see if Pinnacle has it or if Basha has it. So, Sean, we mentioned Rattler earlier in the game, too. He's a dual-threat quarterback. He likes to run a lot, but tell me a little bit about his arm as well.
Well, he's very accurate. He can make all the throws. I saw him roll out to his left and throw a ball about 45, 50 yards down the field last week and complete it. So I feel like he has the ability to make all the throws. He's only a junior, has all the time in the world to improve, and is already committed to one of the greatest college teams in the nation in Oklahoma. So he definitely has the ability and potential, and he can make all the throws on the field.
Oklahoma, one of the national powerhouses in college football. And with that, we're set for Friday Night Lights. Here's kickoff from Ty Sifferman, and it's back deep for Pinnacle, and that's going to be number 28. That's Dylan Stevenson. He's going to get all the way out near the 15-yard line, and that is where this Pinnacle offense will set up.
Pinnacle's had a real tough time getting special teams going so far this year, and even last year that was a big problem in their game against Basha. So see if they can improve on their kickoff return game throughout this game.
So Spencer Rattler is the story on the offensive side for Pinnacle, but another name that we like to mention here for this Pinnacle Pioneers Ball Club is Hayden Hatton. He's his main target. He's going to be looking for him all night. Hatton also has a twin on the team. That's number 42, Hogan Hatton, so look for those two as a threat. And we have a great Friday night crowd here in Basha. Students have come out, and we're about ready for the first set from snap. So Rattler looks over the middle, and he has a man over the middle right on cue. That's Hayden Hatton, and he's out near the first down marker.
Yep, right away he looks for his man, Hayden Hatton, his favorite target, and gets a first down, first play of the game.
Hatton, he loves to hit him down the middle of the field, and expect a lot of passing tonight from this Pinnacle Ball Club. They like to get up the field, and they like to move the ball quickly. So with that, Rattler hands it off into the backfield. This is Covington, and he bounces all the way out near midfield, and he gets near the first down marker.
That's Caleb Covington getting a first down. You can see how this Pinnacle team likes to move down the field pretty fast.
So with that, Rattler gets the signal call, and he's back up to the line of scrimmage. He sets up in the single back formation. There's three receivers out to his right now. Here's a throw out to the right side. And here's a pass complete to Jebson, and he'll bounce up for about 2 yards on the play.
A little screen pass.
It's another thing you're going to see a lot of with this Pinnacle offense. They like to set up in the trips right formation. What that means is they're going to have 3 receivers who set up on that side. They like to get the receivers out and blocking. And with that, Spencer Rattler is going to set up the offense as they line it up once again. Ball placed on the right hash mark near midfield. 2nd and 8. Rattler's going to roll out. Here's the option play. That's the pitch to Covington. He bounces out all the way out into Basha territory near the 40-yard line, and he's out for first down, and there's a flag after the play. So a nice read option from Rattler to Covington, but there are markers on the play.
Could be holding, could be coming back.
Was a late whistle on the play. I'll be intrigued to see if it was holding, if there's maybe a little extracurricular, and it is indeed extracurriculars, as it was a personal foul after the play, and that's going to set back Pinnacle. So a nice gain on the play, but Pinnacle's going to be pushed back after that 15-yard penalty, and that's going to push them back into their own territory from the spot of the foul.
Basha catches a little break here from Pinnacle getting those consecutive first downs, driving down the field. Now they'll be set back at their own 42.
So at their own 42-yard line, Spencer Rattler is going to set up the offense. He's in the shotgun formation on the left hash mark. Trips right for Pinnacle once again on this first down play. So 1st and 10 from the left hash mark. And there's movement on the play, and there's going to be a false start on Pinnacle.
I'm interested into why Caleb Covington is taking the lead back role. He didn't carry any last week. I'm not sure if he was injured or what could have happened there, but hasn't left the field tonight, and he's starting right next to Spencer Rattler in the backfield.
So Covington didn't play last week, didn't get any carries whatsoever, but tonight he's gotten the workload so far, and with that, Rattler is going to get an audible from the sideline. He's about to set up from the left hash mark. Ball on the 42-yard line. Rattler motions the receiver to his right. Now here's the snap. He looks over the middle of the field. Pressure coming. It's picked up. He has it, and he finds his intended man over the middle. That's number 88, Hayden Hatton. There's that man again. Hayden Hatton out near the 45-yard line, and he has a first down.
There was no one within 10 yards of him, and they should be double covering Hayden Hatton tonight, and they definitely need to turn around their defense strategy.
So far, Pinnacle and this air raid offense doing their job. They're out into Basha territory. Now Rattler going to roll out to his right, and he has a man near the first down marker, and the pass is complete all the way down to the 30-yard line.
He squeezed that one into double coverage. That was a nice pass. Another first down for Pinnacle.
So Pinnacle looking good thus far. Spencer Rattler has been very poised and collected in the pocket, and with that, I got to mention his offensive line. They've been fantastic so far for Pinnacle.
Very true. No one has gotten in the backfield at all. He's been clean. He hasn't gotten hit.
Now here's a quick sweep right. Jepson's going to get out into midfield and get all the way down near the 24-yard line, and he's going to be all the way, as I said, to the 24-yard line, and so that's a nice little sweep play, and Rattler's going to pick up the signal calls from the sideline once again after that nice 6-yard pickup.
The Pioneers love to use that wide receiver sweep. They run it at least 5 to 10 times per game, and usually has a pretty good turnout for him.
So Rattler in the shotgun formation on the left half mark. He has an empty backfield. He has 4 receivers out in the formation now. He feels the pressure. He has a screen pass set up, number 1 to Covington. He has it. He bounces out near the 20-yard line. He's close to the marker.
Looks like it's about to be a 3rd down and short. We'll see if the Basha Bears can stop him here.
So a nice design play from Pinnacle on that play. They let the pressure come to them as a little screen pass for Covington, and then Rattler just dumped it off to his halfback, and now it's a 3rd and manageable. Here's the handoff from Rattler to Covington, and he's in near the 15-yard line, and he's there for the first down. So a first down for Pinnacle as Covington gains about 4 to 5 on the play.
Pinnacle's keeping the hurry up going and keeping Basha's defense off balance and getting them tired.
And this Pinnacle offense, they look in rhythm right now. They're very comfortable. They're getting their plays off on time, and they look very good thus far, and Basha's been on their heels. So now Radler in the shotgun formation. He looks to his right. He has a man over on the right sideline, and he has him near the first down marker.
Oh, he had all day to throw, and looks like it's going to be another first down.
And that was number 7, Parker Red, on the play, on the pass from Radler, and that's going to set up a second and manageable, just a second and short yardage situation here for Pinnacle. So Radler will get up to the line of scrimmage now. He's going to go under center. He's in the single back formation. Covington in the backfield from the right hash mark in the red zone. Here's a play fake, and now he's looking towards the end zone. He has a man back of the end zone, and it's off the field goal post, it appeared. And so Radler overshoots his man on that play.
Yep, just put a little too much on that one and threw it out of the back of the end zone.
And I'm sure Radler, that will frustrate him. He had an open man in the back of the end zone. We know how dynamic and how good of an arm he has. He just overshot that receiver.
Yeah, it'll be third down and short still, so see how they handle it here.
So third and short here for the Pinnacle team, and they're just going to sneak it up the middle, and Rattler's going to get plenty for the first down, and they're all the way down near the 3-yard line.
So they have a brand new set of downs inside the 5-yard line, and the way the Pioneers offenses have been looking, I'm interested to see if they run or pass here. They've been playing pretty balanced tonight.
So a great push from that offensive line for Pinnacle, too. They got plenty of yardage on that quarterback sneak. Moved all the way up to the 3-yard line. Now here's the handoff out the middle. He hands it off to number 88, Hayden Hatton, in the red zone formation. He hands it off to his big wide receiver, and he pushes it all the way up near the 1-yard line.
Hayden Hatton had a rushing touchdown last week, so they like to use his size when they get close to the goal line and like to force it in there.
So now Radler in the power formation. He has 3 backs in the backfield. An interesting formation. Now here's a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown Pinnacle on the handoff.
They just ran straight down the field in the first 8 minutes of the game and made it look easy.
So Covington with the touchdown and the punch in from the 1-yard line. A very easy and smooth drive for this Pinnacle offense as they punch it in on their first drive of the game, and it's 6-0 Pioneers. So now the extra point for Pinnacle.
Yeah, their kicker here, Jacob Veach, has a very big leg, and you can see it on the kickoffs when he'll take the field when we come back out. He usually kicks it through the back of the end zone and kicked that one pretty far through the uprights.
Yeah, no screen back behind those uprights here at Basha, too, and that one almost cleared the fence and the track after that extra point. So you see the big leg on him, and with that, what did you see from Pinnacle on that drive? On that first drive of the game, I should say.
Basically saw what we saw last week in the second half of the Brophy game. They just repeatedly ran down the field, and it just made it look easy. It was just boom, 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 completion, 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 first down after first down, and scored in quick 4.5 minutes of the game.
So 7-0 Pinnacle. They get off to an early start here at Basha. A great way to start this road game for them. And with that, they're going to set up for the kickoff. Number 24 is deep to return for the Basha Bears. That's number 24, Camden Mayton. He's a sophomore, a 5'10 sophomore, 150 pounds. He's back deep to return for Basha. So student section on their feet. They're getting loud, ready for the kickoff and for this Basha offense to set up. Now here's the kickoff from Veach. Minton has it, and it's going to be in the back of the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, and with that, the Basha offense will now set up at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, we'll now get to see how the Basha offense responds to that drive by Pinnacle and see if they can go down and get a touchdown of their own, turn this into a rematch of the game last year.
So for the Basha Bears, starting at quarterback, it's going to be number 7. number 2, I should say. Colin Collins, pardon me. Thought it was number 7. I was on the run out. Netherlands, so Colin Collins in the shotgun formation for Basha. He has a slant pass, and that was a dangerous pass. It was incomplete, intended for his receiver. That one just past the outstretched arms of Pinnacle linebacker, and that could have been an easy pick 6.
Yeah, it looked like that one could have been taken back 20 yards for a touchdown for Pinnacle easily.
So Colin Collins at the quarterback position for this Basha team. He's replacing quarterback last year for the Bears. That's Ryan Kelly. He's now at Arizona State University, just down the road. He won't be playing this year for the Sun Devils, as they just announced their starter earlier this week. It's going to be Manny Wilkins. But with that second down snap, he's going to push forward. Looks like he got no gain on the play. Now it's going to set up 3rd and long for the Bears. So Collins getting his play call from the sideline. We'll see what the Bears dial up here on a 3rd and long. I imagine a pass play, and we'll see what type of offense they set up. So Collins in the shotgun formation. He has his halfback next to him. Ball at the 20-yard line. He looks to his right. He has a man. That's number 80. Number 80, Colin Young, and he's near the first down marker. So Young moves the chain on that first down pass. Nice play on 3rd and long. Young just found the stick and got to the marker, and that's a nice play, and it keeps the drive going. So now Collins hands off to his running back. That's number 3, Jet Campbell. Campbell bounces out to the left side. He's all the way out past the 35-yard line, and before he's taken down by the Pinnacle defense.
Basha starting to find their rhythm and get something going here on their first drive, and it'll be about 2nd and 6.
So just a gain of 3 on the play for Campbell. Ball placed on the 36-yard line. Collins in the shotgun formation. He has Campbell to his right. 3 receivers out to the right side. Now Collins is going to look to the left, step up in the pocket, and he pushes forward all the way out near the 40-yard line. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and short for the Basha Bears.
He's very quick to take off and run out of the pocket. It seems like the pressure got to him there, so it wasn't a bad decision.
A good job by Collins, feeling the pressure, stepping up in the pocket, picking up something positive after that play. So now ball placed at the Basha 40-yard line. Collins in the shotgun formation. He looks to his head coach, Rich Welbrock. Looks like an audible on the play. Bears are going to change it up. Campbell to the right of Collins. Collins in the shotgun. He looks to the right. He has a man over the middle, and it's all the way out near the 47-yard line, and that's a first down for the Basha Bears.
It's a nice pass there. Quick little intermediate route, and wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Pinnacle dialed up some pressure on that play, and just a quick pass over the middle of the field from Collins, finding his man, and that moves the chain. So Basha looking to respond after that quick touchdown on the opening drive from Pinnacle, and we'll see what Collins has here in an empty set. Collins has it. He throws a screen pass out to the left side, and now his receiver's going to push up all the way near midfield. So 2nd and 5 after that quick screen pass from Collins. So ball placed on the left hash mark near midfield. Ball just got pushed into Pinnacle territory. Now Colin Collins is going to get his play call and relay it to the offense. Ball placed on the left hash mark. 3 receivers out right for the Bears. Collins looked to his right. It's a design quarterback draw. He's going to move forward, and he's spun around and spun down by the Pinnacle defense. A nice play by the defensive front to take down Colin Collins.
Yeah, they just stormed straight up the middle. There was nowhere to go on that one.
And a great job by Colin Collins or a great job, I should say, by the Pinnacle defense. Collins tried to step up on that play. Looked like it might have been a design quarterback draw, and he stepped up and just ran into a wall in this Pinnacle defense. Now that's going to set up a 3rd and 8. So Collins has 3 receivers in the trips formation out to the left side. Collins in the shotgun formation. He drops back, looks to the left side, has a man, and he overshoots him, and with that, it's going to be 4th down for the Bears.
Yep, the Pinnacle defense is going to get off the field. They're going to have to punt. It's going to be 4th and 8. Basha just couldn't get it going on that first drive. It looks like Colin Collins is going to stay back to punt.
So Collins is the punter for this Basha team. Back deep to return, there's two men for the Pinnacle Pioneers. One of them is number 23, Quentin Powell, and now here's the punt from Collins. And it is out to number 23, Powell. Powell has it. He's all the way out near the 30-yard line, and that's where he'll be stopped just around the 33-yard line in his own territory, and that's now where the Pinnacle offense will set up.
Gets taken down pretty hard around the 30-yard line, and see if Pinnacle can come out and take it down the field again just like they did last time.
After that last drive, I'll be interested to see what the Basha Bears have to do. They got no pressure last time on Spencer Rattler. They tried to dial some things up, but the offensive line just picked up most of their blitzes, and Rattler looked very comfortable and poised back there in the pocket. And we'll see if they dial up anything this time around.
Yeah, he had all day to throw last drive, and on the plays where they're not getting the ball off very quickly, he has all day to throw.
So Spencer Rattler in the shotgun formation. He motions Covington out to the left. Now he's in an empty backfield. Looks to the left side. He has all day. Throws deep down the left sideline, and the ball is short. And a nice defensive play by number 10. That's Dylan Quinn. Ball is underthrown, but Quinn was able to knock that ball away after the throw deep down the left sideline from Rattler, and they'll set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was a nice pass defense there, and see if they try to go deep again.
So Rattler had a man on the left side of the field. That was Covington, and he just underthrew the ball on the play, and it's going to set up 2nd and 10. We'll see what they decide to do here. Rattler's going to get under center on the play, sets up in the I formation. We'll see if he motions any men, and he does, and that's number 88, Hayden Hatton. He motions out to the left. Now here's a handoff up the middle to Covington, and that's going nowhere. Looks like it's going to be a loss on the play.
The D-line just swallowed him up there, and there was nowhere to go.
So nothing doing on that play for the Pinnacle Pioneers, and that's going to set up 3rd and 10 for Spencer Rattler. Rattler has been faced with some 3rd downs. He was faced with some on that last drive that he had for this Pinnacle team, and he looked very poised and cool under pressure on 3rd down, and we'll see if he can do the same here. Ball placed at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, this team is not afraid to make 3rd down conversions and play on 3rd down.
So 3rd and long, 3rd and 14 for Rattler. He has time now. He's going to roll out. Yeah, he throws it down to his halfback. That's number 7, Parker Red, and Red bounces out to the outside, but that's about all he's going to get as he bounces out of bounds, and that's going to set up about 3rd and 10 as Red was able to get out near the original 1st down marker. That was about it, and that's going to bring out the punting unit for Pinnacle. So a nice defensive stand by Basha after that first drive by Pinnacle, where they look very comfortable on offense.
Yeah, good turnaround for the defense there to get that stop. They didn't want to give up 2 easy scores quick in the first quarter, and nice to see them turn it around after that first drive.
So Jacob Veach is back deep to punt, and I should mention that it's not Veach, pardon me. It's number 2, Spencer Rattler. That's quarterback, so he's going to punt on the play.
Something you don't see very often.
And it's
punter.
A fake on the play. Rattler looks over the middle of the field, and he has a man, and it's lit up on the play. That was number 28.
It was a huge hit, but he still hung on, and going to be a 1st down Pinnacle.
So a gutsy play by this Pinnacle offense, going for it in their own territory, and it pays off as Spencer Rattler just found a man over the middle of the field as number 28, Dylan Stevenson. And Stevenson, to his credit, held onto that ball after getting popped by the Basha defense, but nevertheless, the Pioneers have a 1st down after that gutsy play.
I was just about to say it's rare that you see the quarterback is also the punter for both teams, and Pinnacle's using it to their advantage there, using the number 1 recruit in the nation in his class as to run a fake punt.
So Rattler now with new life and a new 1st down hands it off to number 22. That's Jack Jebson, and he's going to wheel around to the outside, and he's near the 1st down marker at midfield.
Nice run straight up the middle, again with that wide receiver sweep, and just hard to stop for that Basha defense.
So now 2nd and 1 from the Basha 45-yard line. Pinnacle pushes it up into Bears territory. Basha, I imagine that has to be such a frustrating turn of events after that play. They feel like they finally got a stop. I shouldn't say finally, only 2nd drive of the game, but they come up with a big stop after that drive, the first drive for the Pioneers, and then a fake punt, and it sets up a 1st down for the Pioneers. I imagine that has to be frustrating. So now a quick screen from Rattler out to Parker Red, and he's all the way up for a first down near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, it's got to be frustrating for the Basha defense just because they thought they were going to get the ball back, have some momentum, and drive down the field and have a chance to tie it. But hey, things change, and you have to adjust.
So with that, a first down for this Pinnacle team. Spencer Rattler has it under center. He's going to have a quick sweep. That's number 22, Jepson. He bounces a tackle and pushes it to the outside. He's all the way out near the 25-yard line into Basha territory.
So that's already the third or fourth time we've seen the wide receiver sweep tonight, and it's worked every single time.
And we mentioned how many times they've ran that play for Pinnacle, and it's just a credit to their team. Basha has to imagine that it's coming on the play in this Pinnacle offense. Their blockers on the offensive line and on the edges have been able to seal those blocks and set it up for their halfbacks to turn that corner, and they've just done a great job so far this evening. So Spencer Rattler in the shotgun formation. He has this man, Caleb Covington, out to the left. Now he's going to motion him out into the wide receiver spot. Here's number 2, Rattler. He throws deep down the right side of the field, and he has a man for a touchdown. And that's a nice pitch and catch from Rattler out to his intended receiver. It's like it was number 28, Dylan Stevenson, and that's a touchdown for the Pioneers. So a great pitch and catch, as I said, from Rattler to Stevenson, and it's now 13-0 Pinnacle.
Yeah, he caught it on the 3-yard line, and it just backpedaled between two Basha defenders, and it was an easy touchdown there.
Threading the needle as well. That's why he's one of the top recruits in the nation, Spencer Rattler. He's committed to the University of Oklahoma next year. And with that, number 82, Jacob Veach is on for the extra point, and he puts it through the uprights. It's 14-0 Pioneers.
So the Basha offense is going to really need to get a score here and need to turn it around quick. It's getting out of hand already in the first quarter.
So the gutsy call pays dividends, I should say, for Rich Welbrook and this Pinnacle team. They decide to go for it on 4th and long in a punting situation in their own territory. It pays off, and Pinnacle ends up marching all the way down the field for a touchdown after that, and it's now put this Basha team at a deficit. It's 14-0, and they're looking to respond on offense.
Yeah, and the thing about Pinnacle is they're not afraid to run a trick play. Last week they ran Hayden Hatton through a pass for 31-yard completion. So if you're playing them and you're this Basha defense or special teams, you always have to be looking out for the trick play.
It's number 24, Camden Mateen back deep to return for this Basha team. Veach is going to kick it off for this Pinnacle Pioneers ball club. We mentioned his leg, how impressive it is. I'll be interested to see if he does here, if he just boots it out of the end zone or he looks for a possible squib kick. So Veach motions for a special team unit. Now he's about ready to kick off. Here's the kick, and it's up and all the way near the goal line, and number 24, Murrieta, has it, and he's going to push out all the way near the 20-yard line and near the 22, and he's going to be taken down.
So a rare Veach kick, not kicked through the back of the end zone and taken out to the about 24, 23-yard line.
Yeah, Sean, he's human. He can't kick all of them out of the back of the end zone, so didn't get that one out of the back of the end zone. Nevertheless, ball placed at the 23-yard line, and that's where this Basha Bears offense is going to set up. Colin Collins had a nice drive last time. It just stalled once they got into Pinnacle territory. We'll see what they can come up with this time. Collins in the shotgun formation, looks the middle of the field, passes incomplete for his intended receiver, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Basha 23-yard line.
He's so quick to get the pass off. It seemed like as soon as he had the ball in his hands out of the shotgun, it was gone. And Pinnacle's defense, he had time to throw.
So Colin Collins sets up in the shotgun formation once again. He has his man Jet Campbell in the backfield. He hands it off, and Campbell pushes all the way down past the 30 near the 34-yard line. And that's going to set up a 3rd and short for Basha.
A nice little sweep play there. Nothing wrong with that on 2nd down.
So 3rd and manageable. Clock winding down here in the first quarter, just under 40 seconds remaining. 14-0 Pinnacle. Collins getting his play call from the sideline. 20 seconds on the play clock. Ball placed on the right hash mark. Collins has it in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers out left. He hands it off to Campbell. Campbell pushes forward. He's all the way out past the 35-yard line, near the 38, and that's going to be a first down for the Bears.
You can see the differences in the way these teams run their offenses. The Basha offense usually all looks over to the sideline for the call from their coach, and Pinnacle does the same, but it's a very organized hurry-up offense.
So with that, the play clock winding down here in this first quarter. Just under 10 seconds remaining, and it looks like the Bears are just going to let the clock wind down. So with that, at the end of the first quarter, it's Pinnacle 14, Basha nothing here on Sports 360 AZ. So with this first quarter, what were your takeaways, Sean, from that first quarter, and what did you see from Spencer Rattler and this Pinnacle offense that came as advertised? They looked very good in the first quarter. 2 touchdowns, 2 punch-ins, 2 touchdown passes from Rattler. And I shouldn't say 2 touchdown passes. He has 1 touchdown pass, 1 rushing from Covington. But nevertheless, what have you seen so far from the offense?
Well, they look very organized. They look very quick, and they're just running down the field. They're running a hurry-up offense that looks like you're watching on Sundays right now, because the way how quick they're getting the play call in and how Basha's defense can't get set up in time, that's really affecting how Pinnacle's being able to run down the field so well. And on defense, they're getting pressure up the middle right in Colin Collins' face and causing him to make quick throws.
So 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, and as we start the second quarter, I'm going to toss it to my play-by-play man, Sean Moran. He's going to take you through the second quarter.
All right. We have Colin Collins in the shotgun, is running back to his right. He throws, and it's incomplete to the left. His wide receiver slipped and fell.
Intended receiver on the play was Ty Sifferman out to the left side. Looked like he slipped on the play. No flag as there was no contact, but Sifferman just fell on that one, and that was 10.
All right, so Collins sets back. He hands it off up to the middle. It's about a 2-yard gain. It's going to set up about a 3rd and 8 here.
Be interested to see what the Bears dial up here on 3rd down. Usually on these 3rd down plays, he'll look for his main man, Ty Sifferman. He just did on that last play on 1st down. Wasn't able to find him, but in big 3rd down plays like this, I imagine he'll look for him.
He's in the shotgun by himself. He drops back to pass, quick to the right. It's complete to the right. He's got a 1st down and more. It looks about an 18-yard gain there.
Right on cue, Collins to Sifferman for the 1st down, and he threaded the needle on that one. There are 2 defenders in the area for Pinnacle. He just threaded that one right in there, a bullet to his man, and that's a 1st down.
Oh, there is a flag on the play, and looks like Basha's coming back.
And that will drive coaches crazy, I imagine. Head coach Rich Welbrock cannot be too happy with this team after that penalty. 3rd down conversion, they had the 1st down, and with the penalty, the 1st down's now erased, and that's going to set them all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, when you have a 3rd down conversion like that and it gets taken back, it's got to hurt the momentum that you're feeling offensively. So Colin Collins is looking to the sideline for his call. They're in the shotgun. His running back set out to the right. 3 receivers to his right. He pump fake, deep throw left, incomplete, overthrew his receiver a little bit. That is Sifferman.
And on that play, Collins went to go for the shake and go play, and that is he pumps fake to his receiver, and then Sifferman pauses for a second and then guns it up the field. No safety back on the play, and Collins just overshot him, and that's going to set up a 4th and 19 and a punting situation.
Yep, and Collins is back to punt. Oh, almost blocked there, and punts it deep. And it'll be touchdown at about the 32 by Messiah Williams.
And I have to say, so far in this ball game, Basha hasn't looked too bad on offense. They've made a couple nice plays. They just haven't been able to sustain drives. They had some productive things going, and they just couldn't keep the ball moving, and that penalty on that last play, the holding call, really set them back, and it pushed them back. They had a first down moving into Pinnacle territory, and they just weren't able to sustain the drive, and that has to be frustrating for first-year head coach Rich Walbrock, who's looking to build a foundation here at Basha and really build this team up.
And Spencer Rattler's back into the shotgun, has a man in motion. That's Jepson. Hands it off in middle. That's Covington straight up the middle for about 5 yards.
We bring up all the hype of Spencer Rattler, and obviously his name this year, the Oklahoma commit, going to one of the best schools in the nation for college football. Just a couple of years. He's only a junior, but some things that people don't like to talk about as much is his offensive line. They've been absolutely fantastic tonight. They have dominated the front four of Basha, and they did another good job on that play, just making a hole for Covington.
Yeah. Rattler's back in the shotgun. He throws to the left. That's complete. That's a first down and more. He's going down. Oh, spins away inside the 20. Oh, and then it's a fumble, and it looks like Basha has it at around the 35-yard line.
And that's exactly what the doctor ordered, folks. A great play by this Basha defense. Parker Red, on that play, made a great play, evaded a couple defenders, and then tried to cut it back upfield, and he just kept the ball out too loose, and the ball got punched out by the Basha defense, and that has to be frustrating. But for the Bears team, that's a huge play. Now they get the ball back. We'll see if they can sustain any momentum off of that big play.
Yeah, and with Colin Collins coming back into the game now, you got to hope you can put some points on the board here on this drive. All right, he lines up into the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Oh, it's a design run up the middle. He takes it to the left. Out and gets a first down. It's about 12, 13-yard run. He looks to get about to midfield there.
So a design quarterback draw on that play, and a great job by the offensive line and the receivers out to the left. You mentioned 3 wide right before the play. They did a great job of sealing the edge and creating a running lane for Colin Collins.
All the Basha players are looking to the sideline for their call. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. In the shotgun, man in motion. Oh, looks like he's getting pressure. Rolls out to the right and throws it away, incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 there.
So a great job by the Pinnacle defense of sniffing out. Looked like it was a designed screen pass on the play as Basha let the blitz come, and then Collins was looking for a screen pass, but the Pioneers were able to sniff that one out. And then Collins did the smart thing, just threw that ball away after that play was broken down by the Pinnacle defense.
They're in the shotgun again. He's got 3 receivers to his right. Drops back to pass. Oh, this one's blown dead at the whistle.
Looks like some movement on the play. Pardon me, Sean. Catch off.
Yep, a false start there. Just move the Basha offense back 5 yards. Turn it into 2nd and 15.
I imagine some of these penalties have to be frustrating for head coach Rich Walbrock. Every time his team has seemed to sustain some momentum, they've come up with a penalty, and it's just pushed them back, and that creates a 2nd and 15 now after that false start call.
So he's back in the shotgun. Has to roll out again. Pressure gets there. Pinnacle, and he throws it out to the sideline. And that's going to be a flag. Looks to be intentional grounding on that one.
And not much Colin Collins could really do on that play. I mean, the pressure was in his face so early. Pinnacle got into the backfield, and Collins looked to try and get out of the pocket, but just wasn't able to, and didn't get the ball past the line of scrimmage, pardon me, and so that will set the Bears back even further.
That's one thing that this Pinnacle defense is great at, is setting the edge and getting pressure off of the edge.
I know you were out there against Brophy last week. Do you see some of that out there in Flagstaff?
Yeah, they got pressure on the quarterback, and just like on that play, had to force the rollout, and that's what you want to do. That forces incompletions, that forces bad passes, and those forced turnovers.
So the front four doing a great job so far for Pinnacle. I've been very impressed with them thus far.
So they're backed up into their own 15-yard line. Colin Collins hands it off. Looks, Campbell gets about 5 yards on that carry. That's going to bring up 4th down, and Basha's going to have to punt this one away again.
So frustrating sequence of events once again for the Basha Bears. Penalties just setting them back in this game, and the intentional grounding followed by the false start followed by the intentional grounding really pushing them back, and now that's going to set up another punt for the Bears team.
And Collins is back to punt. Oh, they send it, and kick is away and caught about the 47-yard line. There's a flag on the play. He's taken down just before midfield.
And the penalty flag is around where the punt was, so I'd be interested to see, might be roughing into the kicker on this one. Roughing the punter, I should say. We'll see what they have to call, though.
The refs are meeting on the far side of the field, trying to figure out what's the right call here.
So, Sean, what do you have to say about this Basha team so far? As I've said, they've sustained some plays. They've made some nice plays on the offensive end. They just haven't been able to sustain drives and really push the ball into the red zone. And it's been a frustrating sequence of events, really, with the penalties and with everything that's gone on that side of the ball on offense.
Like you said, it seems like every time they start to get some momentum, some first downs, they start to get into Pinnacle territory, that they just shoot themselves in the foot somehow and get a penalty or a bad play, a turnover, or the failed trick play on the punt that Pinnacle ran. So it's just they need to play. They need to figure out what they're trying to do on offense, whether that be running, passing, but try to definitely get the offensive line going and get the guys fired up and keep the momentum for a while and not give it away right away after a big play happens.
Definitely. And so with that flag, it was not roughing the punter. It looked like it was an illegal block in the back on Pinnacle, and that's going to push them all the way back to their 24-yard line.
So Spencer Rattler's back on the field here. Looks like he's going to line up not out of the shotgun.
It's like the pistol formation, of course. Nevada head coach Dana Alt set up that formation. As I say the pistol formation, he decides to go under center, so that's how that works.
So they hand it off to the left. This is Covington. He has a hole. He's running down the left sideline. He almost gets to midfield there.
Nice run.
Big gain by Covington.
A nice run by Covington on that play, and a great job by his offensive line, creating the hole on the left side of that defensive front, and it allowed him to get up into the open field all the way out near midfield.
Spencer Rattler back in the shotgun. Covington to his right. He rolls out to his right. Oh, he fumbles it. Yeah, it just slips right out of his hand and falls on top of it. Looks like it's going to be a incomplete pass.
So I imagine for Rattler, maybe some perspiration on his hand or something like that. A hot night, obviously, here in Chandler and the Phoenix area, and lost the ball on that play. And that sets them back now.
So he's going to line up under center again. Sends a man in motion. It's another wide receiver sweep to the left and gets another 5 or 6 yards there.
It's Quentin Powell on the run, and we've seen that this Pinnacle team do that so many times in this ball game with that little jet sweep out to the left side. They really like to seal the edge, and Powell had a nice pickup on that one, just pushed it forward for about 5 yards.
So Spencer Rattler is going to line up into the... Oh, we're going to have a timeout by Basha here.
So Basha seeing something that they didn't like on the play, and they're going to talk it over on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, yeah, this drive has all the makings of the first quarter by Pinnacle. It looks like they're going to just drive right down the field and score quick, and Basha's coaches obviously didn't like what they saw and wanted to give their guys a break.
Yeah, you mentioned giving guys a break. Spencer Rattler and this Pinnacle offense, they're so in tune with one another, and they really like to push that ball down the field quickly. They put pressure on you, and on a defense, that can be very tiresome. It can cause a lot of stress, and it can cause a lot of crazy things to go on. So I imagine that to be at the focus and at the forefront of practice the weekend during the week for head coach Rich Welbrock.
Oh yeah, and you have to factor in the fact that you don't know if Spencer Rattler's going to throw or tuck it and run on any given play. So that has to be hard to teach a defense in 1 week's time of preparation. So the offense back on the field. Looks like Spencer Rattler is going to line up under center this time. Has two men to his right. Steps back to throw to his left. Gets a first down there. Looks like that's going to be to Powell.
Just a nice pitch and catch from Rattler to Quentin Powell. A nice curl route. Powell just found the soft spot in the defense right at the marker and then pushed forward for a first down. Just a nice pitch and catch and a nice play after the timeout.
I saw it last week. Spencer Rattler, if he has something that he sees in the defense, he'll call out his receiver's name and give him some sort of signal, and he'll run the route that he needs to. So Spencer Rattler's back to throw again. Pump fakes it. Runs straight up the middle. A flag is thrown. He slides down at about the 35-yard line.
So nice play by Rattler. Just a little pump fake and then stepped up in the pocket. But looks like that one's going to be coming back. I imagine a holding call on the Pinnacle Pioneers.
Yep, and that's looks like what it's going to be. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty on Pinnacle. But I like what I saw at the end of that play with Spencer Rattler running. He decided to slide instead of take the hit at the end of the play.
And I imagine that's what Pinnacle head coach Diana Zupke likes to see as well. Obviously, his star quarterback, second week of the season, you don't want to see him going out taking too many hits. Rattler has kept a clean jersey thus far tonight, and with that play, you see his maturity as he develops into his junior year, get near the first down marker, just going down for the slide.
Oh, yeah. And we'll see him here back to throw again. Out of the shotgun, has to throw a quick slant to Parker Red. It's about no gain.
A nice, pardon me, Sean. Nice play on that one by Ty Sifferman. He sniffed out that screen pass. Pinnacle let the defense come to them, and Sifferman was the last line of defense. He sniffed out that defense, or that running back, I should say, and just dragged him to the ground, and it sets up a 2nd and long now.
Oh, yeah. So Spencer Rattler's going to line up in the shotgun. He lines up a little deep here. Has a man to his right. He rolls out to his right. He's going to throw back to his left, and he throws it into the ground, incomplete. Just skipped it to his receiver there. That was Hayden Hatton. So it looks like it's going to end up being around 3rd and 20, maybe more.
Yeah, and Spencer Rattler not too happy with himself after that last play. It was a nice play call. He rolled out to the right and threw back to the left, and he had an open man and just underthrew him and skipped it in there. He wasn't too happy with himself, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt. That is a tough throw going from one sideline all the way back to the left side. It's not an easy throw to make, but with the talent that Rattler is, I was a little surprised to see him skip that one in there. He's such a great talent and has such a great arm.
Yeah,
you can see why he's a little frustrated with himself after that last throw.
Yeah, it is a pass that we've seen him make before, so a little discouraging for him to skip that one in there, but it'll still be 3rd down, and they'll have a chance to gain some yards here. There's going to be another timeout here.
We've seen Pinnacle dial up a couple of great plays on 3rd and long and even 4th and long in this game as they went for a fake punt earlier, and they've been able to get it on 4th down. With the timeout here, I imagine the Pinnacle will be looking for a great play and a little play with trickery here on this 3rd down. And mentioned Spencer Rattler in this ball game, how great his arm has been, how great he's been so far in his 3 years. Last year against this Basha team, He's 15 for 26, 310 yards with 3 touchdowns. That game was at Pinnacle last season in a crazy ball game between him and Ryan Kelly. Of course, Kelly now at Arizona State University, just down the street in Tempe. And it was a great matchup last season, and that's one of the reasons he's one of the top quarterbacks in the country.
Oh yeah, both teams are back on the field here. Spencer Rattler's in the shotgun, has a man to his left. Drops back to pass, throws it to his right. It's going to be complete down to about the Basha 48-yard line. That catch was made by the tight end, Hogan Hatton. It is Hayden's twin brother. And Pinnacle will be sending the punt team out there.
So Pinnacle sends out the punt team, but Basha, I imagine, has to be aware on this play. Already a fake punt by Pinnacle earlier in this game, so I imagine they'll be aware on the play and just aware of what's at hand for this Pinnacle offense.
Oh, and he punts this one away. And no, it's going to be downed inside the 5-yard line, about the 2. So a great play on the special teams aspect of Pinnacle right there.
An absolutely perfect punt if you're this Pinnacle Pioneers team. Spencer Rattler, what can he not do for this Pinnacle team? That was a beautiful punt, rolled all the way down to the 1-yard line. It was down by Bennett Levy, and now Bosch is going to be stuck in their own territory near their own end zone.
Oh yeah, he's a bit of a Swiss Army knife here for the Pinnacle team, and does a little bit of everything. So Colin Collins is going to be backed up inside his own end zone here to take the snap. He's in the shotgun, has a man to his left, has 2 receivers to his right. Hands it off up the middle. And it's going to be no gain there.
So imagine a couple running plays here from head coach Rich Welbrock and his offensive staff and his offensive team, pinned deep in their own territory. Pinnacle expected that one, expected the run on that play, and really just pushed them back, and that's going to set up 2nd and 12.
So after getting backed up even more inside their own 5-yard line, we'll see how Basha responds here. Has 3 men to his right, drops back to pass, throws it deep left, and overthrows his man by about 5 yards. That is Sifferman that he overthrew again. We saw him overthrow on a pass last drive. Same receiver, same route.
So Collins just overshot him on that one. It almost looked like he wanted to get the ball out as quickly as possible, knowing that he's in his own end zone. He just saw a man in man-on-man coverage down the left sideline and just chucked that one up there for his intended receiver, Ty Sifferman.
So Collins is back in the shotgun again, has a man to his right, 2 receivers to his right, throws it deep right, and he overthrows this guy again.
So 2 straight incomplete passes from Colin Collins, and that's going to set up the special teams unit for Basha, and now they're going to have to punt the ball very well here on 4th down, and at the very least, Pinnacle's going to have great field position here with 5:16 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Oh yeah, somewhere you never want to be if you're a punter is 9 yards deep in your own end zone. He gets the punt off quick, gets it to hits about the 31-yard line and rolls to the 35. And Pinnacle will take over inside Basha territory with great field position with about 5 minutes left in the first half.
So as if it wasn't difficult enough to guard this Pinnacle offense, and Spencer Rattler, now they get the ball in Basha territory to start this drive at the 35-yard line. What's got to be going through your head as a defensive player if you're the Bears?
That you need to make the stop. You need to get your team off the field. Someone needs to make a play, get an interception, force a fumble. Basha needs to get some points here before the end of the first half. Spencer Rattler's in the pistol, hands it off right up the middle. Oh, Covington takes a nice juke to the left side and gets about 8 yards there.
Covington had a great juke on that play, evaded a defender, and then pushed it up. Now he's near the marker.
I'm curious where Amalek Juntanen has been tonight. He was their lead back last week, and haven't seen him at all on offense tonight. They have a wide receiver in motion. Oh, it's going to be a wide receiver sweep and pass back to Rattler to the left. Oh, and another trick play from Pinnacle, and he gets out about the 10-yard line.
So Hayden Hatton to Spencer Rattler. Rattler already has punted in this game. He's been at the quarterback position, and this time Hatton showing that he can throw the ball a little too, throwing it back to his quarterback, and his quarterback Spencer Rattler pushes it forward and moves it near the first down marker.
Oh yeah, they ran a similar play last week with Hayden Hatton passing the ball, and it just seems like Pinnacle really has their trick play offense down. So Caleb Covington takes a carry up the middle and is taken down a few yards from the line of scrimmage.
So Pinnacle in the red zone now. This is where they are the most lethal with Spencer Rattler and his core of receivers. We'll see what they dial up now that they are so close to the end zone.
He's in the shotgun. He passes to the left. A little curl route and they get right about to the first down marker. It's going to be a little short. Set up a 3rd and short situation inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a little quick pass to the outside to Parker Red. He caught it and then just pushed forward for a couple more yards, and that makes it 3rd and manageable for the Pioneers offense.
You see Spencer Rattler in the shotgun with 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Look to get a quick pass off here. Sends Covington to the right, rolls out to the right, looks to throw, complete, oh, complete touchdown. That's to Hogan Hatton. Right.
So Hogan Hatton on the touchdown reception, a great throw from Rattler to Hatton, on the touchdown reception, and Rattler just rolled out, found his man in the back of the end zone, and it's now 20-0 Pinnacle over Basha.
He squeezed that one into a tight window, just like he's been doing all night long, and we'll have V cheer on for the extra point. He kicks it straight down the middle.
And that football might still be flying. He booted that ball through the uprights and into the Arizona night sky. So nice kick from Veach. We mentioned his leg, how impressive it's been. I wouldn't be surprised. We know he can kick extra points. I'd be surprised, or I'd be interested to see him kick some field goals, see how far he can possibly kick the ball.
Oh yeah, it's definitely intriguing to see how far of a field goal he could make. And I think if the game was on the line and Pinnacle got into 45, 50-yard field goal position, they'd send Veach out there with no hesitation.
So Pinnacle is coming to this one as the road team. Really silenced a big home crowd here at Basha tonight. A big amount of students who have come out this evening, and the Pioneers have come in and silenced them thus far. 21-0, they lead it here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Basha will get the ball here with about 3 minutes and 44 seconds left. Let's see if they can get a score before the half. Veach lines up about 10 yards back from the ball. Starts his approach and kicks it deep. And this one comes down. It'll be returned. Oh, and the returner slips at about the 15-yard line.
So Camden Mateen on the return, and he got out to about the 15-yard line before he slips there, and that's where this Basha Bears team will set up the offense.
The offense still huddled on the sideline. I'm sure getting a pep talk from their coach and how they need to score some points right here.
mentioned, this offense had some productive plays tonight. They just haven't been able to sustain drives. Some penalties and miscues have really hurt them, and that's why they haven't been able to get on the scoreboard thus far. Nevertheless, I think they have a great chance of scoring here because Colin Collins has looked comfortable at points this evening. As I said, it's just a matter of sustaining the drive.
So Collins hands it off to Campbell straight up the middle, and he gets a solid gain of about 10 yards.
A nice run on that one by Campbell. He got a nice block up the middle of the field, just slipped through the open hole and pushed all the way out near the first down marker.
Second and short, another handoff up the middle. And he's taken down quickly by the Pinnacle defense.
That one's close to the marker. I'll be interested to see where they spot it.
It looks like they're going to mark it a first down, Basha. So Collins back in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, rolls out to his left. He throws, and looks like it's going to be caught. They're going to move the chains again for another first down. So Basha's offense picking it up here.
That was Jalen Goodman on the reception. A nice pitch and catch, just an out route from Goodman, and he got a perfectly timed ball from his quarterback on the on the right sideline, I should say. He got his feet down, and that's a first down for the Bears.
So they're setting up the offense here. It looks like they're going to have trips wide receiver out to the right, one receiver out to the left. Collins back to throw to the right. Throws it. He's trying to turn the corner, tries to shake him, and is taken down at about the 42.
So Goodman once again on the reception, just a little slant route from his quarterback. That's been his main man on the last two plays, and Collins looking for a receiver to go to so far tonight, and Goodman looked like he's trying to step into that role.
Collins back in the shotgun again, this time three receivers to his left. He rolls out to the left again. Easy pitch and catch to Sifferman, and that'll be another first down for Basha.
So a nice pitch and catch from Collins to Sifferman. Sifferman gets out past the first down marker and into Pinnacle territory. And this is the 2-minute drill for Colin Collins. He's looking to punch one in right before the half. That would do wonders for this Basha team just before the half.
So they line up in the shotgun again. Three receivers to the right on this play. He takes it, fires quickly to the right. Oh, and it's a nice gain for about 15 yards to Camden Mateen.
Been very impressed with Colin Collins thus far on this drive. He's looked very poised and very cool in the pocket. He's found his open men, and he's made the right decisions thus far. Now we'll see what they can do now that they're almost in the red zone, just outside of it at the 27-yard line.
Oh yeah, line up in the shotgun here again. This time two receivers to each side. He gets some pressure off the outside. Throws it, almost intercepted there.
Quentin Powell almost picked that one off for the Pioneers. That one was just out of his hands, and Collins evaded the pressure from Pinnacle, and he was just looking for somewhere to go. He could feel the pressure coming. I think he stressed a little there and then tried to force a pass, and it was just out of the hands of Powell, and he's fortunate that that ball wasn't picked off.
Sometimes Pinnacle will send that safety or corner off the edge, and the quarterback can never see him coming. So Collins back again, three receivers to his left, throws it quickly, incomplete, throws it behind his receiver a little. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Pinnacle looking to make a stop here. Basha looking to put some points on the board.
Big third down here for Basha and this Bears team. If they can put points on the board before the half, that would do wonders for this team in regards to making it a closer ball game going into the second half and looking to make a comeback.
All right, so shotgun snap, gets pressure on him, takes off, gets about a 5-yard gain up the middle. He'll be taken down around the 20, and that'll bring up 4th down here. So we'll see what Basha does. I know you don't want a field goal here, but do you take some points over none, or do you try to get the touchdown here?
And I think head coach Rich Welbrock's going to take a timeout here and talk it over with his team, see what they want to do. Interesting situation, as you mentioned, going with the field goal or if they go for it. We'll see what decision they make, and I think that's why they're taking this timeout here with just under a minute left in the half.
I think you definitely want to take the shot here, try to get the touchdown. It's only about 4 or 5 yards you need to get the first down, so it's definitely doable with the way they've been playing on this drive so far.
I think a lot of this decision making and this decision by head coach Rich Welbrock depends on how comfortable he is with this kicker. I think at the very least, if you're the Bears, you want to put some points on the board before halftime, whether it's 3 or 7. You want to get points on the board. You want to get that goose egg out of the way, and I'll be interested to see what they do here as the offense heads out onto the field. And it looks like they are indeed going to go for it.
All right, so Colin Collins will line up in the shotgun, have 3 receivers to his left. See what he does here. Takes a snap, quick throw to the left, and he skips it to his wide receiver out left. I don't know if it slipped or it just bad throw there, but just Pinnacle's going to take over here about the 20-yard line with 50 seconds left in the first half.
And that's got to be frustrating for head coach Rich Welbrock. You call a timeout, go over the play with your team, exactly what you want to do. They had a screenplay set up for the receiver, and Collins just skipped it in there. Not sure if it slipped out of his hand or if he had some perspiration on his hand, but nevertheless, that's frustrating, and you got to be careful. 51 seconds and this lethal Pinnacle offense on the field now.
I think Pinnacle is going to look to score again. Pinnacle in the shotgun, throws to the right. Covington takes it out to about the 35. The clock will stop at 43 seconds while they move the chains. They're lining up in the shotgun again. 2 receivers to each side, running back to Rattler's left. Has all day to throw and throws it behind his receiver, and it's intercepted by Basha here in Pinnacle territory. So Basha's going to have one more chance here with about 34 seconds to score a touchdown before the halftime.
So we'll see what Basha does here. 34 seconds remaining. An interception by Spencer Rattler. Just threw it behind his intended receiver. Just straight missed him, threw it behind him, and it was a diving interception by the Bears, and we'll see if they can do anything here before the half.
And in the last minute of the first half of game last week against Brophy, he also threw an interception. So it's just a matter of him, I think, trying to do a little too much when he doesn't have to. And your team's up by 21 now. They were up by 22 last week at the same time. So we'll see how Basha responds here. Collins in the shotgun. Steps back to throw it deep. Overthrows by a mile.
And Collins had to get rid of that one quickly. He had some pressure in his face, and he had to get rid of it quickly. I think that one was just to avoid a sack. He just looked to get it out of his hand quickly.
We'll look for Basha to make a few sideline throws here. Try to stop the clock and get a little closer before you take that deep throw to the end zone. You still have time. So Colin Collins in the shotgun. Throws it to his left. The middle of the field. Gets tackled about the 42-yard line. Catch was made by Baron Miles there.
I'm surprised the Bears aren't calling a timeout here. They have one timeout remaining, and now the clock's running, and they're just going to have to throw it up there.
Oh, and throws it to the left. It was quick and incomplete. Threw it a little high that time. There's Quentin Powell in the coverage there.
So 4th and 10 or 4th and 4, 8 seconds remaining. I imagine the play call might be for this Basha Bears team, as the offense still on the field, is just to throw up a good old Hail Mary in the back of the end zone, let the clock hopefully wind down before this first half ends.
Well, we know Collins has the arm to get it to the end zone. Just see if he has the touch to get it to his receiver. And oh, he had and overthrows him just a little bit.
And so Sifferman had a step on the play. Pass was just a little too far for him, and missed opportunity there for the Basha Bears. A nice throw from Collins, just led his receiver a little too much, and that's going to give Pinnacle the ball. And I'll be interested to see if they just take a knee and head to the half, or if they elect to give Spencer Rattler the ball and let him throw a deep ball down the field. We know he has the arm to do it, one of the best arms in the entire nation. We'll see what they decide to do here.
He definitely has the arm to make it there, but after that last drive's interception, I'm interested to see if they choose to. And it looks like they're going to set up for a Hail Mary here. Steps back deep, has all day to throw. Throws it deep. It's not going to make the end zone, and it's intercepted on that play as well. So Spencer Rattler's last 2 passes have been picked off here by Basha at the end of the first half, and the Pioneers lead 21-0.
Let's hear it again, your Basha Bears spirit line in there. Helpers unite the campers. Well done. And now, football fans, please welcome to the field the Basha Bear Regiment. The Basha Bear Regiment is known for its entertaining performances and high energy production. The regiment consistently receives traditions throughout Arizona and California. The regiment has been invited to perform in both the Holiday Bowl in San Diego this December, and tomorrow, the Bear Regiment will be featured with the Arizona Diamondbacks. For your entertainment tonight, the Bear Regiment will be presenting a portion of their 2017 production, Riptide. The story of a crew who leaves home only to discover an adversary greater than comprehension, and to realize that a ship without a harbor is a ship lost at sea. The Basha Regiment is under the direction of Kevin Quintus and Miles Denny, and includes staff members Kevin Fitzsimmons, Thomas Buchanan, Aeneas Jimenez, Alexandra Jimenez, Mason Pingree, Adrian Langdon, Zach Speed, Carlos Pino, and Charlie Baker. Drum major Christina Volz, Jacob Burbich, and Ben Mesnick. Is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your Basha Bear Regiment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Basha High School in Chandler, Arizona. For this matchup between the Basha Bears and the Pinnacle Pioneers. So far in this one, at the half, we're getting ready to start the third quarter, but at the half, it is a 21-0 lead in favor of the Pinnacle Pioneers. Spencer Rattler has been the story. 2 touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown by Caleb Covington. They're pitching a shutout at the half, and for Basha, what do you think they have to do in the second half to get that goose egg off the scoreboard, Sean?
Well, they have to cut down on their penalties for sure. They have to cut down on their mistakes. They'll make a big play and then it'll come back from a holding or some penalty of that sort. And really all the momentum swung on that fake punt play by Pinnacle there. And it seemed like Basha had some momentum going. They made the stop and then it all evaporated just like it had started. So interested to see if they can turn it around and put some points on the board here.
Yeah, that was a real turning point early in the game. The situation was the Pinnacle Pioneers were getting ready to punt the football. As a 4th and long play, they fake the punt, end up getting the first down, and they proceeded to march all the way down the field and punch it in for a touchdown. And it really turned the tides because at that point in the ball game, it's still an early contest, and Basha was really looking to get the ball back. They had stopped the offense after the first drive in which Pinnacle went down the field and scored relatively easily. Basha was looking to get the ball back, and they just weren't able to hold them on a 4th and long play on a punt play. Spencer Rattler doing his thing, evading pressure and finding a man over the middle of the field that extended the drive, and it really just changed the tide and it changed the momentum of this game. It really put it in Pinnacle's favor. At other points, Basha's had time to try and sustain drives, and they just haven't been able to do it. Nevertheless, they're going to look to get it started here in the second half as they're set to receive the kickoff.
I'm hoping Basha can capitalize off of their 2 interceptions that they got at the end of that first half. Hopefully that brings their defense some momentum and confidence, and they feel like they can stop Spencer Rattler. They know they can pick him off now, so we'll see how that goes here in the second half. It's still anybody's ball game. There's a lot of football left to play.
And if there is one blemish on Rattler in this ball game, he's thrown 2 touchdown passes and has looked fantastic, but he does have 2 interceptions in this ball game. He threw 2 right before the end of the first half. Nevertheless, he's looked pretty stellar in the Pinnacle uniform this evening. And with that, we're off for the second half. It's number 24, Camden Mateen, who's going to touch it down for the Basha Bears. And now with that, Basha's going to set up the offense at the 20-yard line.
Once again, Jacob Veach kicking it into the end zone and getting that Basha offense started at their own 20.
So Colin Collins and this Bears offense will enter the second half, looking to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. They're down 21-0 to start the second half, and they're going to look to start in this new half, look to sustain a drive, and look to get into the red zone, which they have yet to do this evening. So Collins in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his right and to his left. He's going to hand off to his halfback, Jet Goodman, and he's stuffed in the backfield. And I said Jet Goodman, pardon me, it's Jet Campbell, pardon me, on that play. And so he's stuffed in the backfield. That's going to be about a loss of 3 or 4, and it's going to be 2nd and long now for the Basha Bears.
And that's Dixon shooting through for the Pinnacle defense, and he's their leading tackler right now, and he's been known to shoot into the backfield pretty quickly and get back there, get a tackle for a loss.
So now Collins throws it out to the right side. He has a man, he breaks tackle, and he's all the way down near the first down marker and past the first down marker. That's Ty Sifferman, and he has a first down all the way out near the 30-yard line.
Sifferman showing some quickness there after the catch and getting that first down there. Oh, pardon me. It'll be a 3rd and short there.
So they mark him just short of the first down marker, and that'll set up 3rd and 1. We'll see what the Bears dial up here on this 3rd and short. Now Collins looks over the middle, has a man. It's incomplete, intended for Ty Sifferman. There's going to be a flag on the play. It's going to be a pass interference call on Pinnacle. Sifferman wanted it, and he got the call, and it looks like it's going to be an automatic first down for the Basha Bears.
It's a curious call there. I mean, I can see why they threw the flag for the pass interference, but looked like the ball and the player got there at about the same time.
So a first down on the play, move the chains after the penalty. On a 3rd and 1 play, I was pretty interested to see the Bears go for a relatively deep throw. It wasn't really a deep throw, but about a 10-yard pass over the middle of the field. I was interested to see them do that on that play. They didn't look to run the ball, but nevertheless, they get the first down, and now the ball's out near midfield at the 44-yard line. So now Collins in the shotgun. He fakes the pass, now throws over the middle, and his receiver's absolutely pummeled at the middle of the field. That
was a big hit over the middle.
That's Miles making the catch for the Basha Bears. That's a first down.
The Bears really seem to tend to be going away from the running game and only running pass plays here, and most of their run plays end up in their own backfield, so you can't argue what they're calling.
So now Collins in the pistol formation. He drops back to pass. He looks over the middle of the field. He has a man. It's Sifferman, and it's incomplete for Sifferman. A fantastic defensive play by number 28. That's Dylan Stevenson on the play. The pass was just a little behind Sifferman, and Stevenson, managed to get his hand on the football and just deflect that pass.
It looked like he had the man beat, just corner caught up, got that ground, and made a great play on the ball.
So a great play in the secondary for the Pinnacle Pioneers. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Pinnacle 45-yard line. Collins in the shotgun. He has a man to the left. It's Sifferman once again. He's all the way out near the first down marker.
If you're the Pinnacle defense, you got to start zoning in on Sifferman. It seems like that's the guy who's getting all the balls thrown his way, and Basha's really getting away from the running game. So if you're Pinnacle's defense, you got to start focusing in on Sifferman out there.
And when you look at the receiving core in this game for the Basha Bears, Jalen Goodman and Ty Sifferman have really been the story for this Bears team. They've been fantastic, and they've gotten most of the receptions and most of the passes to them tonight, and Collins has done a good job of locating them. Now here's a handoff up the middle to Campbell, and he's all the way near the 30-yard line, and that's a first down for the Basha Bears.
Pinnacle's defense looks to be getting a little worn down out there. They're sending in some replacements. Basha's been on the field for the first 3 minutes of this third quarter.
And one thing this Basha offense has really done well in the second half is their offensive line. They've sustained some blocks, and they've made some nice blocks. They've given the quarterback some time to throw the balls, and as well some great play calls by head coach Rich Welbrock, who's dialed up some quick passes, and it's really done wonders for Collins in the second half as he's been pushing the football. They're all the way out to the 30-yard line of Pinnacle. Now Collins has it. He dumps it out in the left flat, and that's near the first down marker.
There's a beautiful pocket there created for the quarterback. He had all day to throw and found the open man easily.
So Colin Collins in a rhythm right now at the quarterback position for the Basha Bears. He's been finding men all over the field, and he's been finding his intended receivers. Now it's a 2nd and short for Basha. Ball placed at about the 21-yard line. Now Collins steps up, and now he'll just step out of bounds.
Pinnacle's been good at getting pressure on him on this drive. They haven't gotten to him yet, and haven't really gotten to the quarterback all much this season, but they've been getting the pressure, been causing him to roll out and make some questionable decisions.
So 3rd and 5 for Colin Collins and this Basha Bears offense. Collins in the shotgun formation. He has 3 receivers out to the right. He's getting handed off to his halfback, Jet Campbell, and he's lined up and stacked up for no gain on the play, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it.
It's going to bring up 4th down here, so Basha, I know you want the points, but I think they're going to send out the field goal squad here.
And I'm not exactly sure what happened to Colin Collins, but looking at him right now, he doesn't look to be in too good of a mood. He looks like he's limping a little bit for the Bears, and with that, the Bears are going to send out the field goal unit, but I'll be interested to see how Collins reacts and how he looks after it appeared that he was limping off the field. Now Sifferman on for the field goal. The kick is up from 40 yards. It's up and good.
A great kick there. So now we know that both kickers have big legs, and neither coach is afraid to send there and when they need some points.
Yeah, we mentioned Jacob Veach, how strong. Sifferman says, well, how about me? He just put that ball straight through the uprights on the 40-yarder. Great kick from Ty Sifferman.
Yeah, Sifferman's really doing it all for Basha, just like Spencer Rattler is doing for Pinnacle, is out there kicking, catching. Hasn't thrown a ball yet, but we still might see that later in the game.
So with that kick, Basha gets that goose egg off the scoreboard. It's 21-3 now in the third quarter, 8:08 remaining. And I think from a mental standpoint for the Bears, it's just great to see that goose egg and that 0 get off the scoreboard, at least get 3 points on the board. It's still a long football game, a lot of football left to play, and we'll see if they can do anything. But first of all, their defense has to make a couple stops against this lethal Pinnacle offense.
Oh, definitely. They need to force some more turnovers and get some pressure on the quarterback and really swing the momentum of this game. They can do that right here.
So Sifferman's kickoff is going to go into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback on the play. And so Pinnacle will set up the offense at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler is going to come back onto the field here since his last 2 passes of the first half were intercepted. I'm sure he's hoping to turn it around and drive his team down the field and hopefully increase his lead a little.
And Rattler has 2 interceptions on the day, but really only one was a poor interception. He kind of threw it behind his intended receiver and it got picked off. But the second interception was at the end of the half, and he just threw up a Hail Mary trying to get any points on the board that he could. And it was one of those plays where even if though it got picked off, the goal is just to get the ball up into the end zone and hopefully his receiver can make a play. Unfortunately, the defense came up with a defensive play, and that was his second interception. So now Rattler, his first pass is to number 22, that's Jack Jepson, and he gets out for about 2 yards near the 25-yard line.
And while he is the #1 recruit in next year's class at the dual threat quarterback position, I'm sure Coach Zupke wants to see him limit those turnovers and start throwing the ball away instead of throwing it into double or triple coverage.
So now here's the handoff to Covington. He bounces forward and he's out to the first down marker. That's going to be a first down for the Pinnacle Pioneers, and they'll move the chains.
It's been a trend for their game. It seems like 1 or 2 plays, first down, 1 or 2 plays, and another first down for this Pioneers offense.
And I wouldn't necessarily call it a balanced offense because this Pinnacle Pioneers team does like to throw the ball. And I mean, why wouldn't you with a quarterback like Spencer Rattler? But they do a good job of integrating the running game. Covington has definitely made an impact tonight. And they not only run with Covington, they're going to run a jet sweep, which is similar to what they almost did right now. But now here's a handoff to Covington up the middle, and the ball is loose. It's recovered. The Bears are saying they have it. No indication yet.
This is exactly what the Basha defense needed. And it seems like the Bears have gotten the fumble.
So the Basha Bears come up with a huge turnover as they try to shift the momentum of this ball game. They already put 3 points on the board. Now they get the ball back in Pinnacle territory with the turnover, and so we'll see if they can capitalize on that.
There's a late flag thrown for unsportsmanlike conduct against Pinnacle.
So that's going to push the Bears forward even more, and the tables look to be turning just a little bit in this ball game. We'll see if Basha and this Bears offense can come up with a big drive here looking to capitalize off the turnover.
This is definitely the situation you want to be in if you're the Basha offense, and inside the 30-yard line to start the drive is not a bad start at all.
So Basha just outside of the red zone now. Ball placed at the 27-yard line of Pinnacle. That's where Colin Collins and this Bears offense will set up. Collins, ball placed on the right hash mark. He's in the shotgun formation. He has 3 receivers out to the left. Waiting for the indication to start the play from the official. And now Collins has that indication, and here's the play. And now there's a flag on the play.
Pinnacle is going to send one of their outside blitzes on that one. And it just looks like he got a little antsy on it.
So the flag on the play is a false start. Pinnacle did show blitz on the play. It was number 44. That's Kyle Carricker, who looked to be showing blitz for the Pioneers. He actually slipped on the play. He's limping now, but he's back out there on defense, and now Collins is going to drop back in the pocket. He throws deep down the left sideline in man-on-man coverage, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for number 4, Jalen Goodman.
And the receiver there actually had to come back and swat it out of the cornerback's hands because he had underthrown him so badly.
So a nice play there by the offense, and Goodman in that case on a pass that was overthrown, knocking that ball away and giving his quarterback second life. So now Collins hands it off to his running back. That's to Campbell, and he's going to bounce forward to about the 30-yard line.
Now we've been talking all night about how Basha gets a momentum swing and then they shoot themselves in the foot, and they even did it on this drive with the turnover, and then they have a false start, and now they're in a situation where it's 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 13 for the Basha Bears from the Pinnacle 30-yard line. Colin Collins in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He has the halfback in the backfield. That's number 3, Jet Campbell. Now Collins has it. He's going to set up a screen for Campbell, and it's incomplete, sniffed out by the Pinnacle defensive line. They break up that screen pass, and now it's going to set up 4th down.
That was a very quick 3 and out for the Basha offense. It looks like they're going to send out the field goal unit again.
I'm not exactly sure what Sifferman's field goal range is. We saw him nail a 40-yarder, so we know he's capable of extending his leg in the distance, but this one's a little bit of a stretch. Ball placed on the right hash mark. Sifferman, the left-footed kicker. Here's the kick. He boots it. It's up, and it's incomplete. Wide right. So a deep field goal attempt for the Basha Bears, and Sifferman misses it wide right. And that's one of those tough situations, especially at the high school level for Rich Wellbrock. High school programs sometimes don't have the best kickers. Certainly we know Sifferman's capable of kicking the ball that distance. That ball was just a little offline. It had the leg just wide right. But it's one of those tough situations in high school where you're in no man's land. It's in between going for it, or do you trust your kicker enough to try and make a field goal of that distance? And in that case, Sifferman had the leg, just couldn't get it, and missed wide right. But tough decision there for head coach Rich Wellbrock.
It's also got to be stressful for the coach to use your kicker for every field goal. That's also your leading receiver, so his legs must be tired from running deep routes all night.
Definitely, and Sifferman, really a man of all traits. He plays the receiver position. We've seen him in the backfield a couple times. He can really do it all for this Basha team, as many players on this team can do. They're very versatile. Now here's the jet sweep to number 22. That's Jepson on the quick jet sweep, and he's going to bounce up near the 30-yard line.
The Basha defense had a better attack on that play, on that jet sweep, than the ones that they have in the past. That's about the 8th or 9th time we've seen Pinnacle run that play tonight.
So Spencer Rattler in the shotgun formation. He has his running back Covington to his left. Now he's going to hand it off to Covington out of the shotgun formation. He bounces forward just past the 30-yard line and near the 1st down marker. Looks like he does indeed have a 1st down.
Covington just looks so quick out of the shotgun.
So Caleb Covington, after that fumble attempt, gets his first handoff back, and he pushes it forward for a 1st down. Now here's the handoff from Spencer Rattler out of the single back formation. Covington pushes forward, and he's near the 1st down marker once again.
Yeah, they're playing a little more balanced on this drive. Haven't seen the throw yet.
So on that play, Covington bounced forward and fumbled on the last drive that this Pinnacle offense had. And on that play, Covington got pushed forward, and Basha looked like they were trying to hold him up, possibly punch that ball out, but Covington this time around was able to hold on. So now the Pinnacle offense will set up from their own 45-yard line. Spencer Rattler drops back pass, has all day in the pocket. He has a man out in the left flat now, and that's number 42, Hogan Hatton, and he's near midfield.
Yeah, just dumps that one off. There's no one open deep down the field, and he really did have all day to throw, so just finds the open man off to the flats.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line of Pinnacle. Basha also didn't rush too many players on that play, and credit to the Basha secondary in coverage for quite some time. They're able to limit the deep ball, and Rattler really just had to go to his check down man, Hogan Hatton, and then He was able to do that. Now a trick play for the Pinnacle Pioneers. Hatton to Hatton, the twin connection, and now a fumble at the 20-yard line, and it's recovered by Basha. There's a penalty on the play as well. Basha has it. They recover it. They're out to the 20, all the way out to the 25-yard line. So a fumble, but there is a flag on the play after the Hatton to Hatton connection. The twins throwing to one another. That's Hayden to Hogan, but we'll see what the refs have to call after that crazy play.
Boy, this Basha defense is having no problems getting turnovers from on this Pinnacle offense. So you have to think at some point their momentum is going to swing fully, and they're just going to start kicking this thing into gear and putting some points on this board.
Definitely. So the possession arrow is going to stay with Pinnacle after that penalty. The penalty was a face mask after the reception, so with that, the ball stays with Pinnacle. So an interesting play. The reception will count, and then the fumble on the play with the face mask leads to an extra 15 yards, and that will put Pinnacle in the red zone and in a first and goal situation.
Surprised to see the Pioneers holding on to the ball here.
So an interesting call from the officials. Nevertheless, the Pioneers keep the football. Spencer Rattler in the single back formation hands it off to his running back to Juntanen, and he pushes forward all the way for a Pinnacle touchdown. A great run from number 25, Amalek Juntanen, and we mentioned him earlier in the game. Haven't seen too much of him. There's his first handoff of the game, and he punches it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, first carry of the game, first touchdown. Not a bad way to start the night.
I'm interested to see his handoff in the second half. Last week he had a bunch of carries for this Pinnacle offense, but this week he had yet to get a handoff, and he checks into the ball game today and says, "Give me the ball, coach. I'll punch it in the end zone for a score of the game."
Yeah, that run right there will actually put him over just 100 yards for the season. That's through 2 games, and that'll be his first carry tonight, so that tells you how well he performed last weekend.
So Jacob Veach tacks on the extra point. There's a penalty flag on the play. It's going to be roughing the kicker on the Bears.
That's definitely just a call that you don't want to have if you're Rich Wellbrock. So many penalties and so many miscues that the Basha team has made tonight.
So 28-3 Pinnacle now. After a wild play in which Hayden Hatton passed to Hogan Hatton. Try to say that 3 times fast, and it's a tongue twister for sure, but nevertheless, that completion from Hatton to Hatton led to a fumble by Hogan Hatton, and then after that, there's a face mask on the play, a wild turn of events. Pinnacle gets the ball back, and then they punch it in first play right after that.
Yeah, Pinnacle is definitely taking advantage of Basha's miscues, and Basha is not taking advantage of Pinnacle's miscues tonight.
So 28-3 is score. Pinnacle leads it over the Basha Bears. 4:11 remaining in the third quarter. Number 82, Jacob Veach, is going to kick off for this Pinnacle offense. Jalen Goodman and number 24, Camden Mateen, back deep to return for the Bears. Here's the kickoff from Veach. It's up and way into the end zone, and that's just going to be a touchback for the Bears. They'll set up the offense at the 20-yard line. So at the 20-yard line is where this Basha Bears team will set up the offense. And second half thus far has been pretty sloppy on both sides. Some penalties, some turnovers here and there, and it's been costly for Basha. It hasn't yet affected the Pinnacle Pioneers, but it's a very sloppy play so far in the second half.
Yeah, you just said it, very sloppy. It doesn't seem like Pinnacle should be up by 25, but that's the way things have fallen, and we'll see if Basha can put some points on the board here. And
so Colin Collins in the shotgun formation for the Bears. He sets up the offense, looks to his right. He has a man, Goodman, and he's going to be wrapped up immediately. A nice play by number 34. That's number 34, Marcus Fox. He comes up with a nice tackle of Goodman, and he stops him at the marker, and so we'll set up 2nd and 10 for the Bears.
Yeah, just a quick pass there for about 3 yards, and cornerback stopped him immediately.
So Collins in the single set shotgun formation on the right hash mark. He drops back, looks for a man, pump fakes. Now he feels the pressure coming. He rolls out. He's got to go somewhere. He steps up on the play, gets a block, and he'll just get back to the original line of scrimmage and set it up for a 3rd and 10.
Well, the Pinnacle defense showed a blitz off the left side. The linebacker fell back into coverage. You have to think maybe that got in Collins' head, and that's why he rolled out and chose to leave the pocket so quickly.
A credit to the Pinnacle secondary. They left Collins nowhere to go on that play. He kept on looking down the field, and he just had nowhere to go. And the Pinnacle secondary doing a great job on that play. And now it's going to set up a 3rd and long. Ball on the right hash mark. Collins in the shotgun formation. Collins drops back, has a man to the right side, and it's completed but short of the marker, and that's going to set up a 4th down for the Basha Bears.
Now, if you're the Basha offense, I got to think you want to start making some throws, maybe shorter passes to the middle of the field and trying to get some yards after the catch, and instead of those just out routes where the receiver has nowhere to go once he catches the ball.
Now number 2, Collins, that's the quarterback. He's going to punt it. Now a poor snap. Collins is just going to pick it up and run with it, and he has nowhere to go, and he's going to run out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and it's going to be a Pinnacle. It's going to be Pinnacle football inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the long snapper just didn't get the ball off the ground there, just skipped it back to him. The punter had no time to handle it.
Yeah, and so some mistakes for the Basha Bears just keep on putting up. We mentioned the penalties in this half, some turnovers as well. Things are starting to pile up on one another, and we'll see if Spencer Rattler and this Pinnacle offense can take advantage of that.
When you're down 25, you don't want to give the ball to the opposing offense inside your 20-yard line.
So Spencer Rattler and this Pinnacle offense will set up just inside the 20-yard line at the 19-yard line. Rattler in the I formation. He'll hand it off to his fullback. That's number 88, Hayden Hatton, and he's going to push forward for about 3 or 4 yards. He's all the way out near the 15-yard line.
Like I mentioned earlier, they love to use his size in running situations up the middle, and especially once you get in the red zone, he's a big target, either running or passing.
And Hatton is listed on the roster as a wide receiver and a tight end, but really he's just a jack of all trades. He can play anywhere on the field in regards to, we see on that play right there, he is in the fullback formation. He can go out wide and be a receiver. He can block as a tight end. He can really do a lot for this Pinnacle offense. Now here's a play action. Now here's a touchdown for the Pinnacle Pioneers. Touchdown from Spencer Rattler, and it's now 34-3 Pioneers.
That's to his brother Hogan Hatton. So the Hatton brothers getting that drive going themselves. 2 plays, touchdown.
And it's really been the story of the game so far tonight. When Pinnacle has been faced with adversity or when they have turned the ball over, they've found a way to fight through it. And when Basha's got the ball looking to gain some momentum, they haven't been able to sustain drives and they haven't been able to sustain momentum. But as for Pinnacle, they've been able to sustain the drives. They've been able to take advantage of mistakes, and it's really paid dividends as we now look at the scoreboard. It's 35-3 after that extra point from Veach, and the route is on here in the third quarter.
And through almost 3 quarters of football, they're outscoring their opponents 80-10 this year. So the defense has been keeping themselves off the field, and the offense for Pinnacle has been great at keeping up the time of possession and making plays and getting the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, that's not a bad margin to start the season, I'd say, Sean. I'd say that's not too bad at all. So 80-10 to start the season, and that's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the season. It's a great way to give your team confidence going into the rest of the year. And this Pinnacle looks a whole lot different than the team we saw last year.
Spencer Rattler mentioned an article that was posted with Arizona Central earlier this year, how he is looking to move up with this Pinnacle team. Last year they finished 6-6. The year before that they were 5-6. Last year they were at the 500 plateau. This year they're looking to get over that in a very tough 6A division that includes Hamilton, Brophy, tons of tough competition. Of course, when you mention 6A, how can you forget that school, Chandler, just down the road, #1 team in the state and number 14 in the entire country. But nevertheless, Veach is ready to kick it off for the Pinnacle Pioneers. He's going to boot it deep to the Basha Bears, and that's just going to be a touchback. Goodman catches it, and the Basha offense will set it up at the 20-yard line.
So with Basha getting back on offense here, you want to see them move the ball down the field a little, see if they can get in a rhythm offensively, whether that be making short throws to the middle of the field, some slants, some screens, or just getting some outside runs going.
So Collins steps onto the field. He is limping a little. As we said earlier, came off limping just earlier this quarter. We're not exactly sure what the injury was, but he stays on the field. And we shouldn't call it an injury. He's still on the field, but just limping as he steps onto the playing field, and he's going to hand it off to his running back. That's number 3, Jet Campbell, and he's going to push forward for maybe a yard on the play.
The Pinnacle defensive line is just playing outstanding tonight. Anytime Basha chooses to run the ball, there's absolutely no holes open. There's nowhere to go, and the most that they gain is a few yards.
Yeah, the battle in the trenches tonight has definitely been in favor of the Pinnacle Pioneers, both offensively and defensively. I would say that they have controlled the flow of this game on the offensive and defensive line. Now here's a sweep to Campbell, and he's going to have nowhere to go. He's swarmed by a number of white jerseys, and as I said, nowhere to go, and that's going to set up 3rd and long now for this Basha Bears offense. They're in more trouble here, and we'll see what Colin Collins can dial up.
So now Coach Wellbrock doing a complete 180 for Basha's offense. It seemed like they weren't running any running plays in the first half and the first half of the 3rd quarter, and the first 2 plays of this drive have been both runs. Trying to find something that works.
Now 3rd and long. Collins looking for somewhere to go. He feels pressure in the backfield. Collins has nowhere to go. He's looking for anywhere to possibly go. He just throws a weak pass down the right sideline, and it's incomplete, intended for number 7, Nick Schinker. And that's going to make it 4th and 10 for the Basha Bears.
That's Kyle Carricker on the sideline just swatting that ball away. So a great 3 and out by the Pinnacle defense. That defensive line, again, looking outstanding tonight.
So Collins back deep to punt now for the Basha Bears. He's on the right hash mark. This time he gets a clean snap on the play, and he just boots it, and he'll get past midfield. It's picked up by number 6. That's Jalen Coleman, and he's going to move forward near midfield. There are flags on the play.
A line drive punt there. You got to wonder if Collins' leg is okay.
Yeah, Collins, I mentioned earlier in the telecast and earlier in this quarter that he was limping, and he limped off the field earlier, and he looks in some discomfort right now. He's going to head to his sideline and maybe take a seat on the bench, get some rest, and hopefully try and heal up that leg mid-game. So we mentioned there's a flag on the play as well. It was a block on the back, and it was on the Pinnacle Pioneers, and that's going to push them back further and into their own territory.
Even from that, I don't think the Pioneers are intimidated at all. I think they are welcoming the challenge, and I think they love to show that they can run down the field and run up the score as well.
So less than a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter, 46 seconds left to be exact. Rattler in the single back formation. He hands off to Covington right side. He pushes forward for maybe about a yard out near the 45-yard line. Clock running, and we'll see if the Pioneers get one more play off before this half ends.
Got a Basha player getting up pretty slow, running off to the sideline.
So Collins already in somewhat discomfort for the Basha Bears, and on the play, the limping player is number 31. That's Isaiah McTagg, and that's gonna make it 2nd and 8 for the Pinnacle Pioneers. Clock winding down. 5 seconds on the game clock, 10 seconds on or 10 seconds on the game clock, and now no seconds on the actual play clock. Pardon me, I got my clocks mixed up there. But nevertheless, at the end of the third quarter, it's Pinnacle 35, the Basha Bears 3 at the end of 3.
Yeah, Pinnacle just increasing their lead there in the third quarter. They're going to start with the ball here in the fourth. Like I said, they love to show that they can run up the score and show that, hey, we're not going to stop until you can stop us.
Definitely, and when you think about this fourth quarter, you take a look at the scoreboard, 35-3. Spencer Rattler, one of the elite quarterbacks in the nation. I imagine if you're a head coach, Dana Zupke, maybe keep him in one more possession or two, possibly give him some rest going into next week.
Yeah, last week, Coach Zupke kept him in even when they were up big. So I think he wasn't in for the last series of the game, but that was about it. So we'll see if Rattler comes out.
So with that, the Pinnacle Pioneers looking to step out on the field for the fourth quarter. And with that, I'm going to toss the fourth quarter play-by-play over to my partner, Sean Moran.
All right, so we have Pinnacle setting up their offense. Rattler's coming back out. He has 3 receivers to his left. Covington is to his left in the shotgun. He has a man in motion. Takes a snap. Looks to throw it left. Throws it to the middle of the field. That is Hayden Hatton. He loves to find him in the middle of the field, and he's brought down about the 36. That's going to be a first down for Pinnacle.
And I believe this is a basketball reference, but I'm going to bring it into the gridiron tonight. Hayden Hatton, this is a Mark Jackson reference, but my mama, there goes that man. He's been absolutely incredible tonight for this Pinnacle offense. Another reception for him.
Oh, Caleb Covington takes this run off to the left side and gains about 8 or 9 yards there. So Pinnacle's close to another first down. They seem to be driving right down the field with ease, and Basha showing little to no resistance. Rattler's under center. He hands it off right side. Covington goes out. There's a flag thrown. He gets taken down about not far from the line of scrimmage.
And this one might be coming back.
The refs are meeting to discuss the call. It's going to be a personal foul against Basha's defense.
So that one not coming back. Looks like it was a personal foul, and if anything, that's going to move the Pioneers up even more, and possibly some frustration shown on that play from this Bears defense. It's been a long night out there, a lot of miscues, and with that, possibly letting off some of that frustration and that steam.
So as Pinnacle moves inside the Bears' 20-yard line, you have to think what these Bears defenders are thinking. The offense is getting set up. Rattler's under center. Covington in the backfield. One receiver to each side. Takes the handoff. Throws it deep back in the end zone, and that's a touchdown by Hogan Hatton. There is a flag on the play.
If that touchdown stands, that was an absolutely incredible pass from Spencer Rattler. He just threaded that ball on the money. Little Rodgers-esque there as he just ran the play action, rolled out to his left, and then dropped the ball, pinpoint on the money in the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
Looked like a little Russell Wilson with that rollout. So the touchdown stands. Pinnacle's up 41-3, pending the extra point try. So the Hatton brothers are having a big night for the Pinnacle offense tonight.
They've been all over the place. I feel like we can't go one play without mentioning one of those two on the field tonight. And of course, earlier they had that connection, the Hatton pass on a little trick play by the Pinnacle Pioneers. They've been lethal tonight, and they've been impressive to watch.
So the extra point is good, and just like that, the Pioneers take a 42-3 lead over the Bears. So if you're Coach Wellbrook right now, and you're about to send your offense back out down 39 points, what are you looking for? Do you want to score? Or are you looking just for some positive yardage? Or
I think at this point in the ball game, I think it's a time to try some things out. I think the scoreboard speaks for itself right now, 42-3, and I think it's going to show a lot about how your players are, how your team is, how they respond to being down, and how they respond to really, I'd say, about being pummeled in this game. They've gotten beaten down here in the second half, and Pinnacle's really put it out of reach, but I think you're going to see a lot of what your team is made of here in this last stages of the games. Are they going to fold, or are they going to keep on playing despite the scoreboard? And I think it's a time to maybe try some things out, put some new guys in, get some guys some reps who you might not put in the first half, maybe give some guys some other shots. But nevertheless, I think it's going to be interesting for head coach Dana Zupke. Obviously, the scoreboard in this game hasn't gone the way they wanted, but it's a time to test things out and see what your team is made of, really, and how they respond to adversity.
So Jacob Veach is lining up to kick off. He's about 10 yards deep. Taking off to kick deep. It's a squib kick. Gets about the 35-yard line. Oh, has a little hole. And he'll get back to about the 43-yard line. So Basha's going to get better starting field position than they have regularly tonight. So I guess I repeat that question. Do you want, if you're Coach Wellbrook, are you looking for a touchdown? Do you want to pass it, or some trick plays?
As I said, I think you want to take some shots, maybe try some things that you don't usually try in practice, or, not in practice, but some things that aren't in your usual offense. Maybe try some things. And with that, it looks like we have a new quarterback in for the Basha Bears.
He hands it off straight up the middle and looks to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And I said a new quarterback in the game. I don't know what I'm talking about. The number 2, Colin Collins, remains in the game. It looked like they had a new quarterback coming in, but nevertheless they did. They're going to keep Collins in despite the scoreboard and despite that he limped off the field just, the drive before this. So he stays in the game. We'll see if they keep him in throughout this quarter, but nevertheless he stays in the game in the shotgun position right now.
Collins in the shotgun with 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Throws it to the left. Oh, it's a quick pass and quick hit, incomplete. Logan Mack was the intended receiver and just went straight through his hands.
Not a poor pass from Collins. That pass was on the money, but Mack on that play had the defender come, and I think he heard some footsteps and ball just whizzed by him. But nevertheless, not a bad pass from Colin Collins.
Back in the shotgun again, same formation. Throws it deep left. Throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Collins just having a tough night getting it going, passing through the air tonight.
Many of the deep shots that he has taken, they've just been out of the hands of intended receivers, and he's just overshot a couple guys. He's had some chances. Of course, Ty Sifferman had a step earlier in the game, and Collins just overshot him, but something to work on and get in the repertoire if you're Colin Collins. And he has a lot of talent. We've seen that from him not only this week. He has had flashes tonight, but last week as well in the win that they had over Westfield.
You have to think it's got to be sort of a humbling experience for Colin Collins and this Basha team. So that's a punt. Gets to about the 28-yard line where there's a fair catch called. Pinnacle will take over and see if they send back out their first team offense.
And so we look at the scoreboard here tonight, 42-3 with 10 minutes remaining. Complete opposite and complete contrast compared to the game last year between Spencer Rattler and Ryan Kelly at Pinnacle High School. It was a 49-41 shootout in the desert that Pinnacle came out on top. That was last year. This year, completely different. It's been a blowout.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of the game it had the potential to be a shootout like last year's game. And it really did if you don't factor in all the penalties that Basha's been hit with or the turnovers and just the things that they haven't been able to capitalize on. So Pinnacle's back on offense. Man under center. It's not Spencer Rattler. Gets about 13 yards there.
That's a handoff to number 21, Jacob Brady on the play. And the new quarterback is number 18, Tucker Parrish. So he is now under center for the Pinnacle offense. And I shouldn't say Tucker Parrish. I mean number 16, Zach Faturos, who's now in at the quarterback position. Pardon me.
So Zach Faturos, another junior quarterback like Rattler, getting some time playing here in the fourth quarter tonight. It's a quick sweep to Juntonen. He takes it. He's going deep down the left and gets all the way inside the 40-yard line. So a big gain there for Juntonen. That's also his second carry of the game. So one carry is a touchdown and the next carry is a big gain. So you have to wonder where he's been all night.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, but we haven't seen too much of him tonight. Last weekend he had 17 carries and really got a stellar diet of handoffs in the first week. Tonight we haven't seen much of him, so gotta wonder if it was a possible injury or if something happened in the week during practice. But nevertheless, we haven't seen too much of Juntonen tonight.
So Faturos does another jet sweep to the right side. Looks like the ball came loose on the sideline, but Pinnacle recovers. They get a gain of about 8 yards there.
So I imagine the stress and the message really to the second team offense for Pinnacle is secure the ball, hold onto the ball, do the things that they teach in practice, and we'll come out with a victory here in the last 9 minutes of this ball game.
So he's under center. He hands it off to the left to Juntonen. Juntonen for his first average carry of the night. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards, but that's still a first down. So the Pioneers, even with their backups, are just driving right down the field and making it look easy.
And that's really a credit to those 5 guys up front for the Pinnacle Pioneers. Their offensive line, usually you don't highlight the offensive line too much, but tonight the Pinnacle Pioneers offensive line and their defensive line really on both sides of the trenches have been fantastic.
Lines up under center. He's got 2 men behind him. Hands it off to the fullback. That's number 21, Jacob Brady. He gets a couple yards on that carry. Very short game, given 1.
So I'll be interested to see here 2nd and 9 and a deep play here, or kind of a 2nd and long here. I'll be interested to see if head coach Dana Zupke dials up any passes or anything like that towards the latter part of this ball game.
So there's a pitch outside to Juntonen. He cuts it back up the middle with a nice gain there. Gets down to about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and he's close to the marker. He's going to set up a 3rd and manageable for this Pinnacle offense.
Now, if you're Dana Zupke, do you want to get your backup quarterback some reps throwing, or do you want to just have him run out the clock for you?
I think it varies on the situation. Obviously, you don't want to run up the score too much or make it look like you're running up the score too much. So I think if it's a situation where they do have a chance to pass, I think that might be a possible situation to see it. But other than that, I don't see the real need to throw the ball here in the latter stages of this game.
So Futuros there with the QB sneak right up the middle, gets a first down.
Especially, as I said, I've mentioned already, but this offensive line for Pinnacle has just been dominant up front, and they've really established themselves as the front four and the front five blocking for their quarterback and for their halfbacks all night.
So he's going to line up in the shotgun this time. Looks like it could be a pass play. 4 receivers to the right. Juntanen takes a sweep out to the left. It's blown dead early. So delay of game against Pinnacle on that play. Be a 5-yard penalty.
And I think that's, one of those mental mistakes through the Pinnacle Pioneers. Obviously, you're trying to run as much time off the clock and milk that clock as much as possible, but on that play, maybe just a mental lapse, not getting the snap off on time. I know coaches never like to see that, but nevertheless, they'll set up a 1st and 15. They still have room to work.
So they'll get to the line quickly on this one, run the same play with a different runner. That's Alonzo Maya there. He gets just seemingly back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to set up about 2nd and 14. So if I'm Coach Wellbrock, I really want to see a stop from my defense here. Get some momentum going into next week, even into next week's practice. Give you a little confidence to know that, hey, you can stop them at the end of the game.
Definitely. I think that's something that they'd like to see here.
So it's a quick screen pass out to Maya. He's tackled for a loss of about 1-2 yards.
So you mentioned those throwing plays as well. If you'd be interested to see if Pinnacle decides to throw the ball with the score, what it is on that play. They do elect to throw the ball, but just a quick screen out to the right, and that's about it. So that's what I imagine, really. No deep shots or anything like that. Nothing trying to rub it in. Just looking for some quick screens and some handoffs, and Pinnacle looking to get out of here.
Futuro, also a smaller quarterback at only 5'9" inches. So I imagine a bit harder for him to see over the middle of the line. So those outside swing passes could be more common for him. Hand out to the left. That's Juntanen. Straight up the middle. Charges through the tackler, and that's a touchdown, Pinnacle.
So Juntanen, 2 rushing touchdowns in the game. Didn't play until the second half, but he comes in the second half and now has 2 touchdowns, and he's looked stellar thus far for the Pinnacle Pioneers.
And I think Coach Dana Zupke is going to have a little position battle on his hands after these first 2 games, because Covington and Juntanen have both staked their claims for the starting running back spot.
That's never a bad thing when you have 2 threats at running back like they do. And they're going to need it, because next week they're heading to one of the toughest places to play in the state. They're heading to Chandler High School to take on the Chandler Wolves and Jacob Conover over there and just down the street.
And after seeing Pinnacle play these first 2 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Chandler a run for their money and were a handful for them.
I wouldn't be surprised either, and I think the real matchup next week is going to be the matchup at the receiver and the quarterback position. You look at Chandler's wideouts. They have Gunnar Romney, who's, in my opinion, an All-American type player. He's absolutely fantastic. He's already got offers from BYU. You look at Jacob Conover. He's gotten offers from Alabama, BYU, Utah State, all over the country. He's an elite quarterback, along with Spencer Rattler. So those 2 quarterbacks are going into next weekend. They're on a collision course for next Friday night. Of course, Chandler has bigger things to worry about. They have the number 2 team in the whole nation, IMG Academy. They'll be taking on them tomorrow night. But I think that's going to be one heck of a matchup next weekend in Chandler. Don't miss that one between Spencer Rattler and Jacob Conover. But as for this one, it's 49-3, and Pinnacle is in control.
Yeah, and I think the Pinnacle-Chandler game next week could have a little more shades of the Pinnacle-Basha game from last year, and being a shootout, high scoring, 90 points scored, just both quarterbacks going back and forth, both offenses scoring points. And could be an interesting game to watch. So Beach kicks it off deep here. He's going to skip to player about the 10-yard line. He's taken down about the 24.
And as for the Basha Bears, you look at their schedule going in next week. They play at Desert Vista, and I think in the last 3 minutes, at the very least, you want to get some good possessions going, get going and do the right things on offense, at least in these last 3 minutes. And I think it's one of those games, you don't worry about it too much because a lot of things went wrong. There are a lot of miscues, a lot of bad things. There's things to correct, definitely in practice, but I think as a whole team, it's one of those you got to have a short memory, and especially getting ready for a tough team like Desert Vista next weekend.
So it looks like Basha is putting in their second string unit offense, and Colin Collins is no longer in. They hand off out of the shotgun formation up the middle for a gain of about 5 yards. Maybe more. Give them 7. It'll turn about 2nd and 3 for this Basha offense. Still running out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hands off left. Spin move. Nice spin move. He's running down the left sideline. Gets pushed out about the 41-yard line of Pinnacle.
That's number 22, Rory McCloskey, and he put on this Madden spin move right there. He put on a nice move and just bounced the outside. That was impressive. He really turned it upfield quickly, and he got all the way past midfield and into Pinnacle territory, and that's a great run by McCloskey.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be another Basha run for 0 yards, but he turned that one into a big gain. Out of the shotgun, handoff, same exact play. Shanker slips, gets about 3 yards on the play.
So just under a minute remaining in this one now as the clock winds down here at Basha High School. 49-3 is the score.
Basha's still trying to get their offense going. Connor Phelan at quarterback now in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to the right side. Another sweep play for about a gain of 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and short here. We have a Basha player down on the far side of the field.
And this is something you never want to see if you're head coach Rich Welbrock. You never want to see this so late in a ball game, see a player go down.
Especially when you're down big and there's not much left to be playing for.
Yeah, not much left in the game. As I said, nothing you want to see. Not exactly sure who the player is down on the field. We can't see from our angle here in the press box, but we hope he's okay, especially with such little time here left in the game.
He seems to be getting up. The big O-lineman Jake Smith is getting up and walking under his own power to the sidelines. Looks to be holding his arm a little favorably.
Yeah, he's keeping it close to his body, not really moving it too much. We hope he's okay. He looks in some discomfort right now as he walks back to the sideline. But those offensive linemen, man, they're tough. They can battle through anything a lot of times, and we sure hope Jake Smith's okay.
So Basha gonna run the play out of shotgun, 3rd down, handoff up the middle. That's McCloskey just getting back to the line of scrimmage.
And with that, I think that's about all she wrote in this one. 49-3. Looks like it's going to be the final score as the play clock winds down and hits 0 here at Basha High School.
All right, yeah. It was a blowout tonight, not as close as we thought it was going to be. Not a rematch of last year's game. But Pinnacle showing that, hey, they want to be Arizona's powerhouse team, and they're going to take on Chandler next week and see how they match up.
Definitely, and that will be a game to watch, folks. Next week, this Pinnacle Pioneers team goes on the road to Chandler High School, take on the #1 team in the state, and they'll face Jacob Conover and that Wolves team. So definitely a matchup to watch. As for the Basha Bears, they'll go on the road at Desert Vista to take on that Desert Vista squad. And for all of us here at Sports 360 AZ, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. A very special thank you to the production team here at Basha High School. They did a great job all evening. So a very special thank you to them. For Andrew Bell,
I'm Sean Moran.
and we'd like to thank you for tuning in with us this evening. Once again, final score, Pinnacle 49, Basha 3. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a pleasant good evening.